love Time Spiral just as much as Ram, and they loved it in a different way, which is amazing. All right.
Ooh, we've actually got a match already.
Turboed into the finals. Robbie Cordell.
Come up see me, I'll get you set up.
Versus Chi Hoi Yim. That was fast.
And there's already a Vapor Snag and a Delver in Robbie's graveyard. Like, did he Thought Scour?
Must be a Thought Scour.
I don't see the Thought Scour. It's under our names, I suppose. But
so Robbie was the #1 seed, so I presumably he went first.
Yeah, looks like it.
Delver of Secrets. Will this buy a leak?
She has Delver Glacial Fortress. So Robbie mono Thought Scour today, at least in this game.
Did he have a leak? I mean, I don't think I would have let his Delver resolve if I had a leak, so I presume no.
I don't see a leak in his hand. Of course, I can't see his hand very well, but right now we've just got well, here's a Ponder from Robbie. Robbie is just like tripping all over the place.
He's tripping all over himself.
Yeah, he is.
He got no guys.
Or leaks, but he's got a lot of cantrips.
I lost a game with my breakfast deck in Baltimore. Right? I mean, I kept this hand. It was like completely reasonable. I had like 2 or 3 lands, and then tons of brainstorms and ponders. I just never cast anything. I just got killed by combo.
Well, here comes another cantrip, Gataxian Probe from Robbie. He's just
freebie.
This is it's a cantrip showcase. He's like, so let me show you. Thought Scour, got Ponder. Here's a Gataxian Probe. So Gataxian Probe shows us Geist of St. Traft and Invisible Stalker, the Hexproof suite. A Ponder and a blue card that I can't quite see. It looks like another Ponder, maybe. It is another Ponder. Ponder. Hexproof.
I think.
Oh, and some gut shots. I didn't even see those.
Gut shots.
Where they were like, he has like 2 gut shots. I think it's 2 gut shots.
I think she is gonna work Robbie this game.
Yeah, Robbie's now like, I wanted a Delver. Now I don't want a Delver. Delver not gonna help.
No flips.
So Delver does not flip. And swings for 1.
He bangs in though, bang bang.
Knocked Robbie in the head with a beaker or something.
Like kind of pushed him with like 3 fingers. Geist, Snappy. Is there no land in that top 3?
Got a graduated cylinder.
I think you gotta ship it if there's no land. Graduated cylinder. I'll graduate you.
I mean, that's what the Delver of Secrets has to fight with. He's not an insectile aberration
yet. He's not a scientist, dude. He's like a human something. What kind of human is he?
Look at the picture.
Our next trivia question.
He's in the lab.
What creature type is Delver of Secrets? I'm too lazy to look it up.
Good morning, Magic players. This is just a reminder that we are still taking signers for the draft open. Those signups will be closing in about 10 minutes.
Chi Hoi Yim now resolving a Ponder. Nicholas Sabin announcing the draft open.
For you to come up to the main event stage right now and sign up. Again, we will be closing signups for the draft open in about 10 minutes.
So I just want to shout out to Jonesy, who said Gataxian Probe and Thought Scour for his Star City Games premium guess. You know, and when he said, if I talk about Paul Sly, do I get an extra chance? The answer is no, because that's also the wrong answer. Jace Schneider invented the Sly deck.
And Invisible Stalker comes down, and it's mana leaked.
I think that he might have had the leak, but he could have leaked the Delver.
You might be right.
I thought I espied that.
I had trouble seeing his hand, and I was also I was looking for the trademark bright flaming orange red of the M10 one when
you were looking for the trademark of tapping 2 lands, quickly slamming a mana leak down to stop the threat.
Yeah. All right, so Robbie here seems to have something up his sleeve. Changes his mind. He tapped 3 mana though, so that kind of telegraphs a Geist of St. Traft. Kind of. I mean, it's either that or a Gnarled Mass.
They don't play Gnarled Mass in this deck. You're making it too easy for them, the deck
Steel
designers.
Golem. Could have been Blade Splicer. Robbie declines to do anything and just passes back.
Are we going to see a flip
Delver
yet?
again, not flipping.
At least
she's
it's
holding
a land.
all the spells. Like
I'm going to live with a land, though, right?
Yeah. So Ponder from Chi, and
Greedily casts a Ponder
I think,
again.
and he
Always
sees
with his
land,
ponders.
land, Thought Scour. So he can
Take a land, which is what he wants, and then flip the Delver next turn with the Thought Scour, presumably. And then he
Right.
can even Thought Scour early on
Yeah, he can Thought Scour away
to
that
get the
island.
other land,
yeah.
right? I mean, he might just actually want the land.
I think it's exactly what he did. He set it up with land, Thought Scour, land. So he took a land, attacks with Delver. I guess maybe he hit Robbie with a bird cage or something, because that's what's in the artwork. Butterfly cage, sorry.
Maybe
Thanks,
an
Jesse.
insect cage. Maybe
All
he's
right,
got
well,
like, maybe he's got like a beehive.
Maybe he's throwing that praying mantis at Robbie.
Oh, I think maybe he's like hitting him with like that glass jar with the centipede inside.
Could be that. Could be that.
Because I mean, he's cut him pretty bad with the maybe the glass shards from the centipede jar. He's down to 16. That's like a Bailoff hit. Like,
Yeah. Ponder from
Ponder.
Robbie.
How has Robbie's hand developed 0 at this point? He's cast so many cantrips.
Well,
Just nothing. Whole lot of nothing here.
yeah, he's cast like all cantrips and a mana leak. I mean, we're pretty sure he's got a Geist of Saint Traft, but he also knows that Chi has a Geist of Saint Traft, so he kind of can't play it unless he just, wants to lose it because he can't protect it because he doesn't have enough to go Geist mana leak. And again, now he ponders, gets a Moorland Haunt. And passes back. She about to flip a Delver. Flip Delver, Thought Scour. Alright. Delver transforms. Insectile Aberration.
Finally, Insectile Aberration has come. What city are we in? To Birmingham. I almost said Baltimore.
Where are we? Am I awake?
I'm awake, man.
I'm awake. Got our Starbucks. Well, yeah, I
Fake
guess it is
Starbucks.
Fake
I mean, there's
Starbucks.
Starbucks logos on the cups, though.
And
hell
a
yeah.
Snapcaster Mage
The
from
man.
Robbie. After
What do we got here?
after
Let's
getting
see if I'll just like randomly rip a mono leak.
he
and
hits
it's,
land, Gut Shot, and another Thought Scour.
Just run another one back. Just do it.
Yeah, why not? You did it the first time. Why not just do it again? And I
Run
think that's
it
what he's
back.
thinking.
Here it
I'm gonna Thought Scour again, and we see
1,
Island
2, and
Dungeon
he doesn't want
Geist
to put that Geist.
and something that we didn't see. He
Yeah.
quickly put it into his hand.
Sticks.
Would have been nice if he would have shown it to us, but
Well,
so now
it's Jesse's fault for cutting the screen off.
she's Jesse. No, I think Chi just put it in his hand very quickly. So, all right, so Robbie, I believe, just flashed back a Thought Scour with the Snappy.
Kill
And
that.
Snappy eats a Gut
To
Shot.
death.
Takes a shot to the gut. Snapcaster Mage has that cool arm thing, but no shield to block a Gut Shot.
No shield.
Snapcaster Mage would be overpowered if he had a shield.
So Chi's done some damage to himself with that gut shot. Oh!
There's a Geist.
So Robbie knows there's no leak, but he leaves up the 3. You know?
Yeah.
He's like, no probs.
So,
And, deuce, that's fine. Deucey deuce.
all right, so Robbie resolves a Geist. Chi resolves a Geist.
Make
no
a token.
Geists left.
Perfect setup for Robbie. He's actually... Wait, where's his token? He made a token, right? Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Not imagining things.
Right. Moorland Haunt puts a Spirit into play, and now the Spirit beatdown commences.
Can I hear a boom?
Boom! Spirits.
I think Chi actually has a slight advantage on deck here because he's got the Geists, which are awesome in this matchup. And
Well, Robbie seems to have all the Geists. You mean the Dungeon
the
Geist.
Dungeon Geists, I apologize.
Geist of Saint Traft for Robbie.
Just a couple minutes left.
We gotta stop referring to everything as Geists. We need to be like Traft.
There's also Strangleroot Geists.
I know, but they're not in this match. So
Spell like land. Oh, and he gets an island.
Thought Scour's away a Moorland Haunt. What was the first card?
Delver of Secrets.
Okay, so, and then draws an island. So she plays the island. Plays Dungeon Geists. I suppose he's going to keep a Spirit tapped down.
Not much choice, yeah?
No, that's why I supposed it. And I was right.
Still there.
So,
Does Robbie have another creature to eat? Looks like the answer is yes.
yeah, so Delver of Sea gets from Chi. Robbie Makes another Spirit with the Moorland Haunt. And untaps everything except for the
Dungeon Geist is
the chained
so
spirit.
troublesome for the Delver Mirror. Like, they don't have anything that can do 3 in this incarnation. You know, Matt Costa played a version a few months back, I think when he won that Grand Prix, where he had like a couple of dismembers. But, you know, now that we've all moved to gut shots, it's fine. It's just not a permanent solution, right?
Right, Vapor Snag,
So
the Dungeon Geist.
7 in here for sure, but I mean, unless she's not going to throw his
Delver in the way
Delver
of
in front
Geist
of
of St. Traft.
that Geist of St. Traft. But you know, this is seriously not a permanent solution to Dungeon Geists.
Yeah. Alright, so Robbie attacks with Geist of St. Traft, 1 Spirit, and of course the obligatory Angel.
I'm gonna knock Chi down to 8, right?
Yeah.
So do you like these kind of games where neither player gets completely out of control with early Delvers, and then it comes down to the stage 2 cards? Because I feel like a fair number of the Delver games go straight from stage 1 to stage 3, where you're like Delver, blind flip, counterspell your thing.
Yeah.
Now the number of things that you've got are pretty limited, and then, you know, just Delver, smash, tempo, Vapor Snag, Mana Leak that, you're dead in like,
Yeah.
you know, 5-6 turns.
Yeah, I like these more interactive versions. So
Snappy!
Dungeon Geist again for Chi, and Robbie responds with Snapcaster Mage, flashing back a Vapor Snag on the Dungeon Geist. I thought he responded with to the Dungeon Geist when it was on the stack, but apparently
It doesn't matter,
It
right?
resolved. No, it doesn't matter. It matters because he can't target it with a Vapor Snag if he
Well, I mean,
if it didn't resolve.
It doesn't matter, right? For
yeah,
the text on the cards.
Right. He let it resolve, and then
He gets
Vapor Snagged it. With
he gets the
Snaggy.
flashback bonus the whole turn. It's not just
Yeah, you're right.
on the
Exactly.
stack. So
Exactly.
Gitaxian, retail Gitaxian Probe. So
Sees Gut Shot, Snapcaster Mage, and of course Dungeon Geist.
2 of those cards are pretty relevant, right? Depending on how risk averse Chi Hoi Yim is. Snapcaster Mage can certainly rumble in front of Geist of St. Traft here. It can either... Does he have a Vapor Snag?
Who, Robbie or Chi?
Chi.
Chi does not. He had Gut Shot, Snapcaster, Dungeon Geist.
No, in Graveyard.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Because if he has a Vapor Snag, he could really do a number on the Angel plus Geist combo here.
Yeah. He
All he's
looks
got
like
is
he
a Thought
doesn't.
Scour.
So he gives Thoughtscour a flashback.
So it's 4, 5, 6 in. Gonna go to 1, right? Which is gonna make it so that the Gut Shot in his hand is pretty blank. Does that look right?
Yeah, it looks like that. So the way the blocks worked out, Chi took 6 from the Angel and 2 Spirit tokens.
Well,
But-
he should move the Thought Scour out of his graveyard, though, unless he's gonna pack.
Did he play it?
Yes, he
Okay.
played. Can we make sure that he moves the Thought Scour out of his graveyard?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay.
So Chi packs it in at 1 life. Robbie Cordell with, cantrip,
Mono
and then a
cantrip
cantrip,
Delver.
and then a cantrip. Yeah, it was like cantrips of secrets all over the
So
place. I don't even.
what happened
wow.
in that game? A couple of things. Because Chi had the early game.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Players, this is the last call to sign up for the first draft open.
We'll wait
If
till
you wish
the,
to draft this morning,
announcement.
Come see me up the main event stage. Last call to sign up for the first draft open.
If you want to look at it from Adam Yurchik theory, right, which is how fast can I barf my hand into play? Chi had the advantage early with Delver of Secrets, but it didn't flip, So if it had flipped, Robbie would have been at 8 instead of 16 when he decided to stabilize. So then Robbie just drew a bunch of cards. Chi was a little shy on lands early on. Obviously, eventually he got plenty of lands, but Robbie's ability to use those cantrips to get both lands and spells let him come back there. All right, so
We've got some
trivia.
more trivia.
Is this our last trivia?
This is our last trivia for the standard portion.
All right, so
of the
I've got a
weekend.
good one.
You
All
got
right,
a good one? Okay,
got a good one.
I have one that
So
it's a 4-day Gen Con badge. Is that
a
what we're giving?
4-day Gen Con badge. Okay.
We're giving away 4 days of Star City Premium.
Last night,
Just kidding.
while Joey and I were having a late night dinner, a player came up to us and asked us to talk through his game.
Which player?
Which player did? So he's like, oh, actually, I'm really interested. How did I throw this one away, etc. And I'm like, yeah, we don't really think you threw it away. We were surprised you didn't play the Hell Rider, which we mentioned 20 times. So we're opening in. It's like, yeah, I know I had the Hell Rider, but it's like maybe the sword. I actually thought the sword was right. A lot of the other times he could have played the Hell Rider, which I did mention 20 times, and the director Jesse said we should have a Hell Rider drinking game every single time. One of the two of us says Hell Rider over the course of this game. We should drink. I mean, I don't drink anymore, but we should drink and
coffee.
I drink coffee.
You've said Hell Rider how many times?
I've said Hell Rider 40 times
last 30 seconds.
Now, what's funny about this game is that I thought that the Hell Rider player was going to win because it was a lot like Chi in this last game. He had a huge advantage early on. And the reason that I thought he was going to win is I said, Delver doesn't play catch-up cards. And Joey said, what about... And then he drew a card, he catched up, and he drew another copy of that card, and there were both of the copies in his deck. He came back, and he eventually mopped it up. What is the catch-up card?
What catch-up card?
What catch-up card does Delver play? And when they draw it, they catch up.
Yeah. Now, it's not always main deck.
Not always. Sometimes it is main deck.
Sometimes it's main deck. Sometimes it's sideboard. But it is
a catch.
It can definitely show up at the perfect time.
And just for an FYI, Steve Sadin, who used to be the content manager at Star City Games, is a Grand Prix champion, very good at thinking about Magic. One of the things that he thinks about when he thinks about choosing a deck is how well a deck can catch up. Because it's actually an important thing that people don't talk about very often in Magic deck selection theory, which is that sometimes you're losing, but you don't necessarily have to lose the game. How do you catch up? So, what is the catch-up card? And
again, I mentioned this yesterday, speaking of that same card, was that when Brad Nelson was on Yo MTG Taps last summer, we were talking about this card, so that gives you a little bit more of a clue since the card was brought up was printed last summer.
And in this same match that we were talking about, which was airing just before our coverage started this morning, I still thought Hell Rider deck was going to win. And Joey's like, well, maybe he'll draw the other copy.
The other
he
copy.
only has one other copy. Well, there it is.
Yeah.
And there was the game after that.
And then also, Snapcaster Mage does interact with the catch-up card.
Kind of.
Well,
kind of.
I mean...
All right, anyway, Chi Hoi Yim opens up on a ponder. He sees Mental Misstep, a remarkable card in the Delver Mirror, but he throws it back. Not showing what he wanted other than a Mental Misstep.
Yeah, that was a kind of a neat game one there, where Robbie just sculpted his hand the entire time, and he kind of played a. It's not that he played a control role or anything, but I
think Chi didn't develop. He didn't get the lands that he wanted. He had a superb. His early game was like I said, I think he was going to work him, but his deck didn't go anywhere. He never flipped his Delver. He had 2 gut shots, which are awesome. Robbie never presented a reasonable target for his gut shots, and Robbie used Gitaxian Probe, which is a card that a lot of these Delver players are playing only one of, like Chi, or none at all, to I'm going to figure out how I can beat this hand. Yeah. So he used his ponders to get to a point where he's like, these are the cards that are bad against his hand. I don't want those cards. I want the cards that he can't interact with.
Yeah.
And of course, Robbie's a huge recipient of the fact that the Delver didn't flip. Again, he would have been at 8
it
life
flipped
when
eventually, but he dealt with it immediately.
He stabilized, rather than 16 life when he stabilized. In addition, I was actually really surprised he didn't leak the Delver anyway. All right, Robbie Cordell.
Robbie went with just a turn 1 Glacial Fortress, and Chi has a turn 2
That's
Ponder.
how the professionals do it. Just play turn 1 Glacial Fortress. Trust me. I've seen Jake Van Luna do this a ton of. It drives me crazy. Somebody has like an island and they can play an untapped Glacial Fortress and they just play the Glacial Fortress first. Because I don't lose anything. You lose a lot. Tell them that you're white. Land's not tapped.
And Gitaxian Probe from Chi shows
the one of
Batterskull.
Batter Style.
So we've got Snapcaster, Batterskull, Phantasmal Image, and what is that white card there?
I would say that it's Lingering Souls, but he doesn't play Lingering Souls.
No, it looks. I thought the same thing. So could it be Timely Reinforcements?
He's on the draw, so maybe it is Timely Reinforcements. That's a
funny
card to mention.
It is a funny card to mention. For some reason, maybe think of condiments.
So it's actually, she's probably cursing himself for not keeping that mental misstep because
there's triple ponder.
Yeah, triple ponder and no land. No land. He's like, oh my god, mental misstep would work in this game. Ah.
All right, Robbie.
Well, imagine he has a Snapcaster mage. Oh my god, he would just misstep.
Oh,
my god, the
he's
mental misstep heard around the world.
Mental misstep
Snapcaster
on
mage
your
is going
ponder.
to destroy Robbie Cordell this game.
It's like
It is
stone rain,
anything.
stone rain.
Oh my god,
stone
he's going to
rain.
ponder again. This is going to be a disaster for Robbie
Your
Cordell.
pond assignments have been posted.
No, sir.
Snapcaster mental
And he
misstep
pays
for
the
ponder
retail,
number 2.
my god. Oh.
Lightning Helix. Wait,
Oh,
it's
wow.
not that exciting.
Wow. Boom. I am.
So, if for those of you who
Players, your pond assignments are
want to
on the board
recap,
next
Robbie
to the round
ponders,
table.
Chi mental
Please
missteps,
find your,
Robbie
pods
ponders
and
again,
start
Chi
that.
Snapcaster mental missteps.
FYI, check out the one Gitaxian probe and Chi-Yim's deck
Yeah.
and what it allowed him to do to Robbie Cordell. IMO, Thought Scour don't do that.
Yeah.
He worked him.
So Robbie resolves his third
Finally.
ponder.
You know, like often you're holding, I mean, I've actually had long discussions with Patrick Sullivan about how to use mental misstep in the Delver Mirror. You know, do you just get whatever you can get with it, or do you, because the breakers in the mid game are all vapor snags and gut shots. They're all cards that affect the battlefield. The question is, do you hold the mental misstep for when you know the vapor snags are going to matter in the mid game, or the gut shot really matters in the mid game sometimes, or do you just get whatever you can? You know, she didn't even have to think about that because he knew that Robbie wasn't going to develop without the ponders.
Yeah, that was fantastic. So Chi into the red zone with Snapcaster and a fairly fresh Invisible Stalker, which he added to the board last turn. And now he's going to Thought Scour. Thought Scours away Island, and draws a card that we
was
didn't
a
quite
hell of a
see.
Thought Scour.
That was a nice Thought Scour, yeah.
Boom. Although he has no...
Gitaxian Probe don't do that.
Gitaxian Probe. Yeah, all Gitaxian Probe does is let you play perfect magic.
Yeah, I like Probe better too.
How great is Gitaxian
I like
Probe?
both. I just want to play them all. I'm going to play like a 70 card deck. 'Cause I just want to
You want to play 70 card deck so you can reduce it with cantrips.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Where's Street Wraith
you need
when
to go to
need it?
basic math class. And what's Geist of Saint Draft? No,
it's timely. That is a heck of a way to catch up.
That is a heck of a way to catch up.
Hot dog.
What is Chi looking for? Oh, he's gonna pick up Snappy.
So
and
he
then, oh wait. Oh, does he reduce his life total there? I don't know what happened.
he vapor snagged his
He
own
reduced-
Snapcaster,
so Robbie doesn't get the life.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
got it.
that was a nice play. Yeah, I just didn't see the soldiers, and I thought, what did he do?
No, it's just like,
the
yeah, it's not gonna make it so he doesn't have the soldiers.
Yeah, so
That's fine.
soldiers show up, and it all makes sense. It's a nice play too. Like he gets to reuse Snapcaster Mage.
I mean,
he
he
keeps Robbie from
Vapor
gaining
Snag's
stuff.
one of the best cards in the mirror, and he is using it for
True.
minimal value.
But he can Snapcaster Vapor Snag if he needs to too.
Not anymore.
Now he can. But he Snapcaster
One.
Thought Scour.
Is that a
oh no, I'm
timely?
sorry. Snapcaster Ponder, and he draws
That is
Ponder, Mental Misstep, and I believe another Vapor Snag.
I think that's
Is
a
it?
snap. That's a timely, isn't it?
Well, he's got time. Is that when timely
I think that's a
reinforcement?
timely
It
reinforcement
is.
for
It is.
white card.
What did I say? Did I not say timely?
I thought you said Snapcaster.
I
Mage, but
probably
regardless.
did.
So what he's gonna. So Robbie Cordell's actually ahead on creatures right now. She's gonna let him hit him with the little cadre of guys that he's gonna attack with in all likelihood, so that his life will go down, and then Robbie again has one more Kai than Chi. So when Chi casts his timely
timely
next
reinforcements.
turn, it's gonna be the timely reinforcements heard around the world, and his timely reinforcements are like 40 times better than Robbie's. Although I'm wondering why Chi has it in his deck when he's going first.
Because it's a good card.
It's a good card if the other guy has his timelies in. It's very bad on the play. If,
Well,
in the
assuming
Delver play.
doing the next level kind of thing here, my opponent's on the draw. He's going to bring in timely reinforcements. So when he does that, I have my.
So I should
timelies
just
as
always
well.
have timely reinforcements
exactly
every
always.
time.
I think so. It's an incredible card. It's just,
So this is actually like a consecrated Sphinx scenario. You ever
It
play
is.
Sphinx against Sphinx?
Yeah.
Who will bite? Who will
All right.
not bite?
So Robbie in with his 3 soldiers. Chi with a lone Snapcaster to block with if he so chooses. Don't think that's really necessary here. Takes the 3. Goes to 12. Robbie now going to play a phantasmal image. Copying. Chi's going to Vapor Snag his Snapcaster in response so that Robbie does not have that as a choice for the the Phantasmal image. And so he copies Invisible Stalker instead. Rather have a 1/1 unblockable, untargetable than a 1/1 soldier.
Chi has got the hardest working, least job satisfied Snapcaster mage I think I have ever seen.
He keeps bouncing his own snap.
He's like, oh my god, this is my life.
So Robbie adds a second Phantasmal image to the board, copying the Invisible Stalker. So
Yeah.
Robbie has
She's
Invisible
gonna
Stalker.
break the board here. Boom! I love
Timely reinforcements
his
from
timely
Chi.
is so much better than Robbie's timely reinforcements. Get
3 soldiers,
guys. Get
6
life.
up to 17. And we've got it. Well,
In for
at this point, board state, Robbie's got an extra Invisible Stalker and otherwise identical board state.
You know
as
what's a
far as
disaster
creatures
here?
go.
Chi can probably Snapcaster that. He could probably work it so he can Snapcaster the timely reinforcements if he does it. He pays close attention, right? There's 4 creatures right now versus 5 creatures.
Yeah.
So he does this right. It's doable.
So Robbie in with his 2 unblockable Phantasmal images, unblockable, untargetable Phantasmal images, which is fantastic.
Phantasmal-tastic.
It is to have a
Geist,
Phantasmal
1,
image.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures to 4 creatures. He is like, he has to preserve life for a second, and the Delver. All right, so he has to be a little bit patient, take a little bit of damage.
He just needs to play Snapcaster, Vapor Snag on my Snapcaster again.
And then his timely can be busted. I do not know why Robbie has 2 Invisible Stalkers that can never be equipped, but
That's true.
I guess they're the best available option. At the
Yeah,
time.
they were. It was either that or soldier tokens. So.
I think he was considering Snapcastering the Delver of Secrets, right? Mental Misstep in the graveyard.
Possibly, yeah, but
I guess not.
so Robbie.
Oh, he is. Is that a gut shot? Oh, the Mental Misstep was on top. Okay, I think he was thinking like
He does have
'cause I
gut
knew that
shot.
we'd seen a second Mental Misstep, even though he Snapcastered 1. So I guess he was thinking about how he could draw, but it would have probably milled the Mental Misstep.
So here he gut shots the Delver, goes to 13, right? So now they're identical life totals.
Yep. And now
Now he can Vapor Snag and then.
I don't think he wants to Vapor Snag.
Well, I'm
right?
trying to figure out a way for him to get to cast a timely this turn.
Yeah.
He needs to lose some life so he can gain 6 from the timely. So
And he has
just gets in with
he's gonna
the
be
Invisible
patient for a
Stalker.
turn, that's all.
Yeah, he can be patient. I was just wondering if there's a way for him to do it this turn. So Invisible Stalker in for Chi and passes back to Robbie. Right now the board state is Chi Hoyim with 3 untapped soldiers and a tapped Invisible Stalker. Robbie with 3 untapped soldiers, 2 Invisible Stalkers via Phantasmal Image,
batter style.
and a Geist of St.
And a Steel Sabotage.
Robbie.
That's some next level deck design.
Robbie loses his Batter Skull to a Steel Sabotage. From
5
Chi.
lands against 1. I'll take it.
Yeah. Pretty
I mean,
sweet.
do you think Robbie is realizing right now that he's about to get demolished by a Snapcaster timely reinforcements?
I don't know.
The first time I'd ever seen that was playing against Dave Shields. He did it to me in a game 1, like randomly had 1 timely reinforcements in his
Yeah,
deck.
and cast it
He
twice.
cast it twice. It was awesome. I won, but it was awesome. He got me in the match. Dave Shields is really good at Magic the Gathering. FYI.
He's very good.
He's
yeah.
very good. He's like one of my favorite players to play against, actually.
I love watching him play. Like
Um,
whenever I see him on camera, I just want to watch.
He was like talking to himself the whole match, though, how I beat him game 1 after he had two timely reinforcements on a flashback. He's like, how did
Put
that
him on
happen? I mean, I couldn't have tilted him too hard. He beat me.
Yeah, well, for a little bit. So there's a Snapcaster and a timely reinforcements from Chi Hoyim as we suspected.
Can Robbie Cordell get through the double timely? I mean, part of it was that Chi-Hoi was, he did such a great job of managing Robbie's timely reinforcements so that he didn't get the full value out of it.
Yeah, all just that one Vapor Snag on his own Snapcaster.
I mean, that Snapcaster, he's going to join a union. He's going to lobby for more pay.
Snapcaster's been cast 3 times.
This guy's like, I've been cast 3 times. You're jerking me around. Am I in the hand? Am I on the battlefield? Like, are we taking life? You know, like, oh, what do you want me to do, man? I didn't sign up for this. I signed up for 2 mana. That's what it says in my top corner.
This is overtime. So Robbie plays Snapcaster Mage, and I believe he is flashing back a timely reinforcement.
Love it. This is the. All right. So to answer the question, ridiculous. Do you just always bring in timely reinforcements with your other player?
Yes.
The answer is yes. Just do it, because then you could have these games. I don't know who's winning anymore.
Who brought in their Ratchet Bombs? Anybody?
Actually, Josh Travis is telling me, he's like, I think that you should just bring in Ratchet Bomb and Timely always in the mirror match. He's like,
yeah.
Actually, Ratchet Bomb lets you catch up against a super fast Delver start too, right?
Yeah.
Even on 1 or 2, you can. I'm sorry, 0 or 1.
Right,
You can catch up, and it's cheap, and it actually it makes it so they can't play their best game even if you don't get full Val.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, we know. I can see Robbie's got Ratchet Bomb in the board. I assume Chi does as well. I don't. Where's his list? Is it hidden under this pile?
The question is who brought them in, right?
Right.
So we know Chi brought in Mental Misstep, and he brought in Steel Sabotage.
Well, he couldn't have brought in Ratchet Bomb since it's not there.
And also, we saw one other card. He brought in also. Talking to myself. Mental Misstep, Steel Sabotage. We saw another sideboard card.
We did see
Timely Reinforcements, of course. So you know. That's making 4-mana leagues work real hard, right? And he's still got Invisible Stalker, so he couldn't have disrupted his deck setup that much.
So Chi plays a second Snapcaster, even though it's his 4th of the game. And
is it only his 4th?
Well, he cast the 1 3 times. That's his 4th, right? The second Snapcaster is his 4th.
But I mean, his Snapcaster's like 1 and 3 were actually like such minimal value. All they did were like pick up.
Yeah, but I mean,
burn a Vapor Snag.
His 4th. So he flashes back Ponder.
But a Pike is
casts a
awfully
Pike.
Savage here.
This board is just ridiculous.
I think that's one of the main ways that Delver beats Delver, right? You get a Pike on an Invisible Stalker.
So how big is that Stalker? It appears to be getting a plus.
I mean, that's how Chi defeated Z, right? It's like it looked like he was losing, and then
right,
he's
and then
like,
he just went Pike go, or Pike attack go. And Robbie with a Snapcaster Mage.
He's looking for. Can he get timely reinforcements out of this?
Mental Misstep on whatever Robbie attempted to flashback. I believe it was a Ponder.
All right, so Robbie is down in life significantly, but not down in guys. So there's 6, 7, 8, 9 guys on Chi's side. Robbie's got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he could get life, but not creatures out of timely reinforcements.
He doesn't have the mana for timely. He's only got 5 lands.
Well, I mean, he played a Ponder. He could have.
Oh, well, he could have flashed back
a
timely if there was one available. But he went for Ponder. So now he's going Snapcaster Ponder again. So goes Snapcaster Ponder. Ponder gets Mental Misstep. So he says, "Okay, I'll Snapcaster Ponder."
And we can't see at all what he's got. His Stalkers are not. I mean, question is, does he have? He has Revoke in his sideboard, but no Divine. Oh, he has 1 Divine Offering in his main deck. So what he really wants is Divine Offering. He'll live with Revoke, right?
Right.
I mean, he'd probably live with Ratchet Style too. Okay, actually, can he live long enough to get to the Ratchet Style to 2? He's shuffling. I think he was pretty sad when his Batter Skull got battered.
Yeah,
in the
did
skull.
not expect the Steel Sabotage, I don't think. It's like the Spanish Inquisition.
In for 2.
Yeah. Mine, double Invisible Stalkers. Not as good as your 1 with a Pike. But they do some work. And Chi Stalker Pike combo in for several. Do we know how big that Pike is making, or how big that Stalker is?
I can't count that high.
Well, whatever Robbie's life. Okay, it was 8, because whatever Robbie's life total is going to be. So Robbie scoops him up. Chi takes game 2 in this Delver mirror, and this has been an intense match. I mean,
Heck yeah.
It hasn't. Nobody's had a crazy start where they just take over the entire game and just win in 5 minutes. It's been two.
That second game was really back and forth.
Yeah.
And you really got to see Chi show off his awareness of how some of the sideboard cards work together.
Right.
I think that his ability to sculpt with that, with timely reinforcements, and to utilize Snapcaster Mage in a way that gave him maximum value, you know, out of his timely reinforcements and limited Robbie's value with timely reinforcements, is quite telling.
So, what were we talking about in between the first two, or in between games before? We did
Did we
trivia
pick a
before.
trivia winner yet?
That's after the match.
We tell
Oh.
trivia winner after the match.
After the
That's when
match.
we do that. So
We got to keep
but
them watching.
Let's
right?
talk about Ravnica some more, because we're returning to Ravnica. soon.
We are
So let's talk
returning
more
to
about
Ravnica.
That's weird. So I remember, where I was. I was in my first apartment, and I wasn't even playing Magic at the time. Really, I'd kind of casually. I was casually reading about it at the time because for whatever reason at the time
You were just a big Flores fan.
I was a big Flores fan. That was it.
A big
I
Flores?
used to be until this weekend. No, I'm just kidding.
That would turn me around too.
So I was playing Versus System a lot at the time, but I would read about Magic.
I was writing about Versus
I know.
System a lot at the
I've
time.
told you I was a Flores
No
fan.
clue how Versus System works.
So
Actually, I learned a lot about Magic from Versus System.
so did I think. But anyway, and I remember going onto Wizards MagicTheGathering.com and seeing, I believe it was in the Arcana, and it was here's a preview card from our upcoming set from Ravnica. It was the first one, and it's Temple Garden, and I'm just oh my god!
Oh, when I saw that, I'm like, is that a forest and a plant? And I'm like, it's just better than Elfhame Palace. There was a time when R&D thought Elfhame Palace was too good. You know that? You can go back and see a Randy Bueller article, and it's I had to convince them that Coastal Tower wasn't too good. I have a funny Versus System story. So the first Versus System Pro Tour I played on, yeah, it was obvious what the best deck was.
Wow, well, they're already in the game 3. Let's talk. Let's save this for a bit. So Gitaxian Probe from Robbie, and Chi decides whether he wants to show him just the mental misstep or everything. Yeah, shows him everything. He doesn't count a mental misstep. I think that's right. So he's got Snapcaster, Misstep, Thought Scour, Revoke, and Glacial Fortress and Island.
Yeah. So let's see, Revoke, Misstep, Thought Scour. That's a fine but unremarkable
It's reasonable.
hand.
Yeah, it's. I understand why he kept it.
It's fine. It's got good breakers.
Right. And
if he doesn't get blown out in the early game, he actually has really great play.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately,
so Robbie says, "I'll trade my Delver for your Misstep."
Yeah. He could have gotten blown out there, but no. Mental Misstep. I think Mental Misstep is just the stones.
I
in the
love
mirror
Mental
match.
Misstep.
I love it. So it looks like he drew a land. Robbie now with a land go. Thought Scour. Chi Thought Scours himself. Flips over Moorland Haunt and Steel Sabotage, and he gets a Ponder. I believe he just drew a Gut Shot. If it's me, I'm going to play Glacial Fortress and probably pass. No, Ponder. Gut Shot, Delver, and Seachrome Coast. Oh, so Cheese plays probably way better than me passing there. So he's probably going to keep the Delver and try to play it. And play it. Does it resolve? Looks like it resolves. Okay. Robbie draws. Can't see. Moorland Haunt. Pass. Chi flips Delver Secrets into Insectile Aberration with Gut Shot. Among the best cards you can flip a Delver with.
He's got double
In for
Gut Shot
3.
in hand now.
And then here's the thing. So Chi gave himself, by using that Ponder on the second turn, a fairly explosive early game. So he's crossed into Stage 2 territory already. And we know he already had a strong Stage 2 worth of hand, right?
Right.
So, he's going to go real aggro on this. He's going to probably Ponder again.
Snapcaster Ponder. And Robbie
One,
allows both to resolve.
2, 3. Phantasmal Image and 2 lands. I don't know that I keep Phantasmal Image and 2 lands. She will keep it. So we have a activation from Moorland Haunt. Robbie Cordell tapping 3 for a Timely Reinforcements. It's going to be one of those games.
Yeah. Way to catch up.
I'm going to go get some cards. I really love how Mental Misstep helps you set up cards like Timely Reinforcements. Gitaxian Probe too. Wow, Chi just gut shot his own dude to limit Robbie's Timely Reinforcements.
That is awesome.
Wow.
Chi playing around. That's the second time in this match where he's just really just fought those Timely Reinforcements in that way. I love it. Like this time, Robbie gets the life and not the soldiers, right?
I don't know if he got either, because I think Robbie went from... All right.
Yeah, we're gonna... So Robbie did get the life,
Okay.
yeah. But not the soldiers. Last time it was the other way around, but... I mean,
Man.
nice.
She is just spending the lives of his Snapcaster mages like they nothing.
Yeah, but
oh,
I
and
mean,
he just picked up another Mental Misstep, though.
That was... I love that play. I love the way he's interacting with his opponent's Timely Reinforcements.
He cares a lot, that's clear.
Yeah.
I guess, like, the life matters relatively little when he has a, 5-power clock in play. In for 1 for Robbie Cordell. And a Delver of Secrets of his own, but we know Chi's got an answer to that Delver of Secrets, right? What I like about how Chi plays his gut shots is even, a lot of players will just, like, willy-nilly gut shot at the end of the opponent's turn, but he loses very little by just untapping and doing the same thing. He basically does to do it on the same frame of the opponent's ability to interact, but he has all his mana open now. So
Right.
it's just good practice, I think.
Delver from Chi.
So on his upkeep, he actually is going to do the gut shot rather than on his own turn. So maybe he's challenging Robbie Cordell to have a leak, but he has the lands to tap for it. I like Chi in this game.
I like the way he's playing.
It's interesting because Chi has the advantage that he's gotten in these games. In particular, in the sideboarded games, it's largely come from that Mental Misstep, which we talked about a lot during this weekend as a breaker in the Delver Mirrors. I actually thought that he might have more of breakers from his Dungeon Geist and so forth, but that hasn't been the case so much. It's really been the Misstep. And I guess the ability of both players to gain an advantage out of Timely Reinforcements, Chi doing a better job of limiting his opponent's Timely Reinforcements, even though Robbie's drawn way more reinforcements than he has.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 times as many reinforcements at this point.
Thought Scour flips the Delver. And now we've got double Insectile Aberration Snapcaster on Chi's side of the board to Robbie's Lone Spirit. So in for 8, Robbie to 5.
I love how Delver plays out. I just love it.
All right, so we've got a Vapor Snag on an Insectile
So that's
Aberration,
gonna be a
and
misstep,
it's going to
right?
get misstepped. Yeah. Mental Misstep on
Boom.
the Vapor Snag. Robbie.
What is that, 8? No fuel? Looks like no fuel, right? He's got 2 Moorland Haunts and nowhere to go.
Yeah.
8. We're waiting for the 8. Yep. 8's hit. She thinking about something. Maybe waiting on Thought Scour versus doing it now.
Gutshot Brimstone Volley.
Wrong colors, my friend.
Hey, Gutshot's there.
Thought Scour myself for Ponder, Glacial Fortress, and he pulls a, looks like Geist of Saint Traft. My assumption is Chi will pass now. Oh, he drew something, or he had it. Phantasmal Image for Insectile Aberration? Oh, Snapcaster Mage, and he's gonna gut shot the token. Chi Hoi Yim, mono aggro on this turn.
Mono aggro. Pretty
aggro.
much throughout the top 8 matches we've seen him in.
So, Robbie Cordell could potentially catch up with a timely reinforcements, right? And he's gonna get it.
Snapcaster Mage copied with a Phantasmal Image and timely reinforcements resolving.
As saucy as that might seem, there are 2 Insectile Aberrations on the other side, and these cards do not block them. Robbie Cordell, up to 11. Chi Hoi Yim, 9 life, but 2 Insectile Aberrations. They're going to fly over.
Yeah.
Robbie's main question is he going to chump here? Looks like
no. He went
Geist
to
of
5
Saint-Trapt.
and Geist of Saint-Trapt for Chi.
So that's going to be 10 flying damage next turn if somebody isn't dealt with.
Robbie's at 5 now.
Maybe Geist to Deuce. Looks like it, yep.
Yeah, so Robbie matches Chi Geist for Geist.
It's still 6 in the air against a player with 5 life.
Yeah.
Now he's got a Spirit token.
Yeah, but that's
a
scary.
thin amount of defense.
Yeah, so he
One
swings
guy
with
in.
1 soldier.
1 soldier. What's Chi got? Revoke Existence, it looks like,
And Batterskull, I think.
Batterskull?
Does he have a Batterskull? Does he have that in a deck? Because I swear that's what it looked like it was in his hand.
He's got it in his deck.
Okay.
All right. Chi Hoi Yim.
I think he's got a Batterskull.
And he drew a timely of his own. So
Shit, so it's timely Batterskull revoke existence.
I think he should, if he's going to play the timely, he should play it now, right? While he can gain a huge advantage with
Yeah.
it. Because in a second, Robbie's going to be down 1 Spirit. Yep.
Timely reinforcements from Chi.
She agrees with
He does.
with our assessment.
And he's going to gain no life, but 3 soldiers. And again, in for 6.
Ooh.
Oh, Robbie's got a Vapor Snag for
Big
one of them.
game. And he's not going to block, it looks like.
See, wow. Block the wolf.
Did not block the wolf. Chi Hoi Yim
So-
casually tosses Delver
Yeah.
Secrets back in play. I don't like using the actual card in the sleeve. I like using the checklist card because I don't like pulling the card in now. I think it damages the sleeves over the course of the day. What do you think?
I agree. I agree that it damages the sleeves, but I hate the way the checklist looks. So it's the lesser of 2 evils, and I think I go with the damaging the sleeves, and I'll just replace the sleeve because I can't stand looking at the checklist. I think it's ugly.
Revoke Existence, Batter Style. So Chi cannot. Can he get in? Is there fuel for a double block on Delver Secrets? Oh, is he thinking about sending everybody? Yep, everybody.
Alpha
in.
Strike from Chi, and we get a fog from Robbie. What can we do? He
Robbie
has fuel.
for sure is putting 2 blocks there, and he's got to block the Delver Secrets, right?
Isn't Robbie at 2? Yeah. Okay. Robbie's at 2, and yeah, he.
Oh. I
he
was
has
fooled by the life total.
Yeah, I was too.
Chi Hoi
that was
Yim
it.
is the
Chi Hoi Yim.
champion?
Yeah. Champion of the StarCityGames.com Open Series in Birmingham.